What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's currently Thursday at like 8 o'clock in the morning, kind of so pretty early, but basically I've actually been off this week and I've been working on the Polo and the Lexus basically all week, all day. We're at the point now the Lexus is sitting with Simon, so we're going to catch up with him today because he's doing the exhaust on it. He started into that last night. Only haven't really done that much else to it. I've got the wheels split on it as well, so going to go and pick them up. They drop them off to get them acid dipped so they're ready to paint the faces on them again. And the other thing is we've been working on the Polo. So the Polo, as you've seen before, like I'd finished undersealing it, starting to put together the whole underside of it. So I've got the poly brushes into everything, but basically I can't find half the bolts to put anything back together. So going to go pick up some high tensile bolts and put the arms into the subframe, and then we'll go and pick up the wheel faces, and then I'll show you what all I've done this week once we get to the unit. Went belt and burns, got some high tensile bolts. They're actually high tensile as well, just don't look it. Just picked up the wheel faces then from motorbike place, basically local to us. They do acid dipping, which basically just to clean them all up, get all the original paint off them. They actually have come out pretty good. A wee bit pitted down in here, so once they're painted again, it shouldn't be too bad. But as you can see, they're pitting in the metal here, but you can't actually feel it. It's just more marked on the surface, a few tiny marks, but it came out pretty decent. So in regards to the Polo, basically we have everything all painted, have bushings in, and literally what I needed this morning was the bolts put through the centers here into the actual subframe. So once we get it in, hopefully I have the rest of the bolts to get it all built up, have the rear axle, have them bushes in, so hopefully pop that in today and maybe get it started. In regards to actually starting it, the main issue that I'm actually having, so originally put the battery on, ignition was coming on but wasn't actually starting. So then found out that didn't have an earth strap from the gearbox. You can see the jump lead there from the gearbox to an earthing point, and then it was then cranking. Even though it was cranking, I wasn't getting fuel. Listened to the fuel pump, wasn't getting anything at all. So checked the relays. There's two relays. There's one for a prime and one for the actual pump, and then there's also a fuse. Checked all three of them. Two relays were triggering and the fuse was perfect. Put power direct to the pump, dead. So we actually have, you'll probably have seen when I was showing you the wheels, you see there's a pump sitting here. That's the original pump out of it. It's completely dead. That's not even, it's actually the seals on it are away, but Simon had a different pump, put it on, and basically more or less same issue, but I put power direct to it from a jump pack and the pump's working. We're pumping fuel, it's coming straight up to the fuel rail, so we've no problem there. Our issue now is when we try to start it or even turn ignition on and prime it, we're not getting, the fuel pump's not triggering at all. So only thing I can still think of is this engine and ECU was originally in a crash car, like airbags went off. So in some cars there is like a fuel cutoff. Some of them have buttons. I know in Hondas, like underneath the dash, there's a button to reset the fuel pump. But as far as I know, in Volkswagens it has to be reset on the actual ECU, which could be, might not be, but I need to wait till Gary comes here later, hopefully borrow his computer and see if there's an error code for the fuel pump. Realistically, we want to clear all the errors on it and see what's still coming up. Obviously there'll be a lot for like brakes and stuff like that, but yeah, we just want to get it to actually turn over because it is cranking at the minute, and that seems to be our only main issue. So today, hopefully, so we're going to get into this here now, try to build up the subframe, and if we can get it all built up, fire it in. Do the same with the rear axle, and that'll be basically underside more or less done. We're missing front wheel rounds, but You can see underneath now, the car is completely undersealed, nice and clean. So there's nothing to worry about there. So once everything, this lug is built up, it's good to go in. Now, the whole way down here, we'll have the Lexus, because Simon was working on it yesterday, so he was starting the exhaust for it. Hopefully it should be finished up today. We still have to get this skirt painted, because the new skirts only go to here, which is why it's just like trimmed to make it fit. So this bit here needs to get painted, which is getting done today. And this was the first of the dummy cats that Simon was making, to go into the manifold. So that's been done today, but can't really do much to that there until Simon comes in. We have front wheel studs need to put on, which hopefully will do well enough on the left. Jump into the Polo and we'll try to get the subframe built up. So I spent the last like half an hour basically putting this all together and putting the arms on the subframe, and then actually put the power steering rack on as well. Turns out the bolts that I went and got this morning, like they go right through and like hold these parts of the arms on. It turns out there's actually mounting points on the power steering rack, and the bolts go right through. So basically that's that all built up. The only bit left to still go on is actually the anti-roll bar. So I'm going to give it a quick lick of paint because I just buffed it down. There was a load of flaking off it. Basically I think that's the last bit that I need. And then we've got the new poly brushes over there for them. And then basically we'll just fire it on and hopefully mount it into the car. So just give it just a quick coat primer, just to try and seal it up again. But give it 5-10 minutes to dry, give it basically a coat of the black then, and then be good to go. So it's actually the next day now from the last clip. Basically I forgot to record putting the subframe back into the car after we finished building it up. Finished off painting the anti-roll bar and bolted it onto the subframe, and now everything's in. So that's basically the whole front end, bar, the hubs and struts built up. Rears I can't put in because I can't find the bolts that go the whole way through the bushes at the back, actually hold the rear axle on. So came down yesterday, basically I tried to get the car started and plugged in the computer, cleared all the codes that were like ever on it. So if you've seen the previous videos, you know this engine came out of a crashed GTI Polo. Now I took the ECU, the clocks, literally everything out of that car. Now it's throwing up a code for the airbag control module that the crash signal was triggered or something, which we can't get clear. It seems to be because of that we can't get spark, because we've tried everything. We're getting fuel, it's cranking. Literally the only thing we're not getting spark. We've tried different coil packs. So that's the next thing I'm going to have to sort of look into. But because Simon isn't here yet, he's still working on the exhaust of the Lexus. I have one side of wheel studs still to put into the car, so going to get these wheel studs, extended wheel studs fired in, and then that should be us sort of finished up for the day. So the old wheel studs, literally just hit them out just with a hammer and just pop them out of the back, and then new ones just push them in, and then just put a nut on it, open ended, hit them down with the gun, and then go on take. So guys, whenever I was just editing this here, it's just after Christmas. Hope everyone did have a great Christmas, but realised that I can't find the clip anywhere of me talking about Simon doing the exhaust. So here's just a few clips of Simon taking up the exhaust. I hope everyone has a happy new year, and I really hope that you can hit that subscribe button, like, comment down below. It really does help. We've grew the channel a good bit this year, and I want to push forward a bit more next year. So do have a lot more content coming. Have like these here, speakers and stuff we need to do and install on the Lexus. New car hopefully on the way. Sort of the first, hopefully a few months of the new year. But we'll speak about that closer to the time.